searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right. Your dark hair, because eyes so bright.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Scheananigans. Janet and I are in the studio. We have a lot to catch up on. I feel like it's been a minute since you've been here. I mean, at least since it's just been the two of us.
Yeah.
Normally, we've got our girl Kiki, but she's on the Girardi trial.
I love her stories about the trial.
Yeah.
She's so good and on top of it.
She's so good.
I'm obsessed.
I actually just met one of Erica Girardi's lawyers at a little barbecue get-together.
Oh.
And I'm talking to him. I hear he's one of the best divorce attorneys. And I was like, oh, I have a friend who could maybe use you. And he's like, I'm one of Erica Girardi's lawyers. He goes, I can only say that because it's public record. And he didn't really know much about either of our shows. So he goes, I'm going to look you up when I get home. My husband loves all of this stuff. And I go, don't look me up. Look up Jackson Brittany. She could use you.
There's probably a lot of people in the Bravo sphere. If you get in with one divorce in the Bravo sphere, I feel like there's lots of splits on this side of the town.
Right? So how was your weekend?
Wild.
Yeah.
Wild but calm. I will say last night I went to Craig's.
Ooh,
You know,
I haven't been there in so long.
my happy place, and I ate so much. I'm like sluggish today, but in the best way possible because you know how
Nice.
much I love that place.
That bread.
Oh, it's so good.
We're due. We need a
I
night.
know.
We've been talking about it
I
for
know.
a while.
You were in Palm Springs this weekend, right?
Yeah, it was our anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. So it's funny because we have so many anniversaries that we're like, we need to pick which one we're going to celebrate. You know, we legally got married on paper August 28th, 2021.
Yeah.
And then we had our Mexico wedding August 23rd the following year, which was like our 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
But I was trying to get it on the same day, but then that day fell on a weekend and it's much more affordable to get married on a Tuesday.
Yeah, obviously.
So we did that. And then it's like we have, September when we first started dating. I'm like, okay, that one's out.
That one's done.
We don't count that
Yeah.
anymore. So we're like, do we do the 23rd or do we do the 28th?
Both.
And we can do something for both.
We have two also. Same thing. We signed our papers
Oh,
on
right,
my
'cause
aunt
you
and uncle's
eloped.
front porch
Yep.
before we left. And then we had our beach ceremony. And I say that we do both.
So what are the two dates for those?
The 12th and oh my God. I should really know this. That's the thing when you have two also. The 12th is the main one that we celebrate.
Of what month?
Of June.
Okay.
Because that was also, we chose to sign the papers and have our ceremony that day because that would have been my grandparents' wedding anniversary. It is my grandparents' wedding anniversary.
Love that.
But they both passed. But, and they were married for 60 years or something crazy. So we celebrate that one. And then I think the 26th is the other one.
Of June?
Of June. I have to look it up. That's really bad. I don't know that.
That's funny. I want to text Jason right now and be like, what's your anniversary?
He would look it up though. He would, I feel like, have to look it up.
He would have time.
It's just.
I'm putting you on the spot. When's your
I
anniversary?
think it's the 26th.
When's your kid's birthday?
The 7th.
Of?
December. I know that one. That one's a little bit more memorable.
Yes, for sure. So yeah, we had the 23rd and the 28th. So I'm like, you know what? This week is a week of
There you go.
celebration. Also, I didn't realize until after we did our papers that the 28th is also Ken and Lisa's
Aw.
wedding anniversary.
That's cute. I like having the same anniversary as somebody who's been married for a really long time. And they've
Yeah.
been married for probably 40 years.
At least, yeah. So 8/28, 8/23, either one. But yeah, we decided to do something. Well, we tried to do something on the 23rd. I thought it would be nice to do a nice fancy dinner, go to the Nest in Palm Desert, Indian Wells area, get summer dressed up and just have a fun night as a family.
And what happened?
We ended up having to turn the car around and Brock ended up cooking. So,
Because Summer was having a freak out?
oh yeah.
She's a three-nager.
Uh-huh. So originally I was like, let's just stay in. Summer was so excited to get to Palm Springs. She's been asking when we could go back to the house. And I wanted Brock to cook for me. He didn't feel like cooking. And I'm like, you know what? I get it. Let's be a little fancy.
Yeah.
We always go to, I was going to say El Compadre, Las Casuelas when we're there. And I was like, let's do something different. I'm like, we haven't been to the Nest in forever. Let's get a little dressed up. We'll have fun. So we were only at the house for a few hours before it was time for the dinner reservation because we wanted to go early, 5:30 for summer.
Love a 5:30 dinner.
Right?
Yeah.
So we get ready. We get in the car. I mean, we aren't even on the freeway yet. And she starts freaking out. no, I want to go to Palm Springs. And we're like, honey, no, we're not leaving. We're just going to dinner. Then we're going back home. But I think when we said home, she thought back to LA.
Oh no.
And so, I mean, hyperventilating and I'm like, turn the car around, He's like, no, we're going to dinner. We're not giving her away. Now and I don't ever like to argue or bicker at all in front of her. And then I was just like, oh, it was a lot.
She had a full meltdown.
And when you're in the desert that there's not exits like every 3/4, half a mile, it's miles. So
even the turnaround is like
it was so long. So then we exit, and then all of a sudden she's like, "No, I want to go to dinner."
Oh no!
And I'm like, "Now it's another." I was like, "What do we do? What do we?" I was like, "Nope, we're not doing it."
Yeah.
Then she's so upset because she wanted to go to dinner. So we just drove through McDonald's. We got her chicken nuggets.
Wow.
We went to the grocery store. He cooked me dinner. It was fantastic. He had a massage at the house for me.
That's nice.
And it was so nice, but I was really excited to take her to like a fancy dinner. And it's also similar to Craig's, which I've been craving for so long.
You have to tell her about this in like 10 years about how she ruined your second anniversary dinner.
And we weren't going to vlog anything that night. We were having just a no social media.
No vlog.
Just a family night. And it didn't work out.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
Summer rules all.
She really does. Summer rules.
So funny. Summer rules. She really does.
Yeah. So it's still a good weekend though.
You got a massage and a home cooked meal from Brock, and Brock is an excellent cook. What did
honestly,
he make?
That was all I wanted. He made filet,
Yum.
asparagus, these smashed roasted potatoes that I love. And it was so good. We had the best night. And then we just decided once she went down to play board games,
Aww.
just him and I won every game. Won't say what the prize is. Inappropriate, but fun. So it ended up being such a great night, but it was like a total 180 from what we planned on doing.
That's okay.
And then his best friend and his girlfriend came out and spent the rest of the weekend with us.
That's
and
fun.
The guys went golfing, and it was
I saw
so much
Summer
fun.
was driving her little car on the golf cart or on the golf course, which I love.
Yeah.
She's so cute, that thing.
She
Can
loves
she
it.
actually steer and do all the stuff now?
She was, yeah.
Okay.
So it has a remote,
Yeah.
and we either couldn't find the batteries or whatever it was. We're like, she's fine. She can drive it. And she was so good. I'm watching her. I'm like, I'm actually confident that you're going to be a good driver. She goes, I am a good driver. I go, no, I mean when it's like a real car. And she's like, this is a real car. I'm driving it. My foot's on the gas. I'm like,
she has a good point there.
You're correct.
I love her.
Yeah, she's very, very sharp.
She's so cute. I feel like we've gotten Summer and Cameron together a lot recently.
Mhm.
And it's like when I walk in with him and she gets so excited, and like I can never come over to your house from now on without my baby, because
No.
she will like
Should be very
she'd
disappointed.
be so upset, I feel like. So you get so excited when he comes in.
Yeah,
They've
she's
been
like,
doing
"Baby
swim
Cameron."
lessons. I know.
And I have to call him Baby Cameron because we have a
Yes.
friend named Cameron. I have a cousin named Cameron. She's like, which one? I'm like, Baby Cameron.
Baby Cameron. Little
Who's her
baby
favorite Cameron?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, they're so sweet.
So, wild weekend for you?
It's always a wild
Is it
weekend.
a stay tuned, or can we talk about it?
I think it's a stay tuned.
Okay.
Other than the Craig's part, that part I will
Yeah.
happily.
Who did you go to Craig's with?
I went with Jared, Mel, and Jenny.
Nice.
Nice little fun group at 5 p.m. Everybody loves an early dinner.
Love it.
It's like the best thing ever. We ordered
Yeah.
family style, had everything on the menu. It was so good.
I love to go to dinner during like happy hour time because sometimes you also get a drink or appetizer special and then
Yeah.
you're home early.
Yeah.
I love it.
Being home and in bed before 8:30 with a great dinner is like the best thing ever.
I've never in my life, other than maybe when I had a bedtime, have been in bed as an adult
That
before
early.
8:30.
I know. We used to be wild children. We used to like, okay, do you want to start getting ready together at 8? We'll go
Yeah.
to the pregame at 10. The party starts at 11. And then somehow we end up at an after party till 4 in the morning.
Totally.
Can you
But-
believe that?
I mean, yes. But you're telling me that you actually get in bed before 9 p.m. and go to sleep?
No, not go to sleep, but like if we can get Cameron, the whole thing recently is we've had a hard time getting him to sleep in his crib.
Mm-hmm.
So he wants to sleep directly in between us,
Mm-hmm.
but we're trying sleep training stuff. But if we can actually get him in his crib, which like last night we did, then it's like fun. Like Jason and I like will sit up in bed and like get to talk and like watch something. Like
Yeah.
we've been watching like the Lacey and Scott Peterson documentaries,
Oh, yeah.
like pretty back to back lately. So like if we can like watch something together, it kind of feels like a date night in bed,
Uh-huh.
and then just kind of,
Cute.
falling asleep in bed before like 10 o'clock.
Do you just have the monitor and you're just watching him?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I try not to
I still do that.
obsessively watch. Like I have the sound on,
Yeah.
but he has been better lately where he's not just screaming. And when he wakes up, he'll like self-soothe for a little bit or just be like looking around.
Nice.
So I'm like, okay, that's nice that he can like have a moment.
Yeah.
So, but I try to just listen for it instead
Mhm.
of obsessively watch.
Totally.
When I obsessively watch, I'm like, he's face down. Can he breathe? Should I go check? Maybe I should roll him over. And I'm like, I can't do that or I'll go nuts.
Yeah. That's why I had the breathe wear on Summer for 2 years, because at least like I knew she was still breathing even if I didn't look at it. But then once she hit 24 months and was a little too wide, I expanded it.
Oh.
So I had my aunt sew Velcro on it so I could still keep it on her.
Oh my gosh.
Then once she wanted to start sleeping with a blanket, I was like, okay, well now I can't see your breath. Just don't put the blanket over your head. And there's still sometimes when I'm like, no.
Yeah.
But we have a breathable blanket and I just have to be like, she's fine. She's 3. She's almost 3.5.
The anxiety is tough.
That's why I'm like, I don't know if I want to do it again. I don't know if I can. I don't know. But I do have an appointment after this podcast with
fertility people.
Dr. Gadir, who froze my eggs.
Who I met a million times.
Yeah. So we're going to just take the next steps to see about fertilizing the eggs, see if we have any embryos. That's as far mentally as I can go.
Has Brock done his part yet?
Not yet. That's what we have the consult today. And then we need to get the eggs transferred over to Dr. Gadir's new facility.
And
then
Brock gets to have a date with a cup.
Yeah. But I'm like, I know because we do have to go the surrogate route. It's going to be a year and a half, 2 years before we would even have a baby. So hopefully by then I'm mentally a little stronger.
Should I carry your baby?
I mean, if you want.
I had a good pregnancy. I wouldn't want to do it with you though, because you would call me 45 times a day.
How many Diet Cokes have you had, bitch?
Like, I swear, just the one.
All right. Well, so many questions came in. We'll get to as many as we can. We're going to take a quick little break and I'm going to figure out where we should start. Be right back. All right. If this summer heat has you worrying about the strength of your deodorant, listeners, listen up, because I'm about to turn you on to the only deodorant you're ever going to need. It's called Lume Whole Body Deodorant. It's formulated for all the places that tend to get stinky when the weather warms up, like your pits, your privates, your feet. And not only does it go where other deodorants don't, it's also just outrageously effective. One application in the morning is clinically proven to block odor all day. So Lume has you covered with up to 72 hours of odor control. I started with the toasted coconut scent, and it makes me want to drink a pina colada while just smelling myself because I smell so fresh. And it's like I'm on a vacation, but in my body. And I know that I smell so good. Everything is pH balanced for safe use below the belt. And like I said, you can literally use it anywhere on your body. Lume's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mini body wash, or what I got are the deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get 15% off all Lume products with our exclusive code. And if you combine the 15% off with the already discounted starter pack, that equals over 40% off their starter pack. So use code GOODASGOLD for 15% off your first purchase at LumeDeodorant.com. That's code GOODASGOLD at LumeDeodorant.com. Okay, so I love my glam and I love my hair, but I'm not very versed in the hair department. So I asked this next brand for some recommendations on moisturizing and styling products. This brand is called Alterna, and they not only gifted me with some amazing products, but they also educated me on my hair needs. So there's nothing basic about Alterna Caviar. Let me tell you, as pioneers of alternative hair care, Alterna gets its name from being one of the first, if not the first, skincare-inspired hair care brands on the market. Their products also contain an age control complex, which is based on the science of anti-aging skincare. So people normally only associate anti-aging with your body's physiological age, but hair aging is different. It's like as soon as your hair grows out from your head, it starts aging, and it's affected by the sun, heat tools, brushing, and all types of everyday factors. Alterna's age control complex is formulated with antioxidants to help undo the effects of intrinsic chemical and environmental aging and protect against future damage. Isn't that the best? Isn't that what we all want? I mean, caviar is not just in the name or tossed in for fancy marketing. There's actual caviar extract in all of the products, which is the richest sources of omega-3 fatty acids. True luxury isn't a matter of what something costs, but the expectation that it delivers. I could go on and on about the many benefits of these products, helping with the overall vibrancy, elasticity, manageability of your hair. But this is one of those areas where you're just going to have to try it for yourself. So go learn more and pick up some product at your local Ulta or on Amazon.com. That's Alterna, spelled Alterna. Alterna, the caviar of hair care. Okay, so a lot of these questions, I feel like some of them can get us into trouble. I honestly haven't even looked over them yet. I just kind of screenshot, sent to print, and it's going to be kind of a surprise for both of us.
All right, let's hear
Sometimes
them.
I like just doing the impromptu, where it's like you don't have anything prepared to say because you don't know what you're being asked.
Catch me off guard, Scheana.
So I think they're for both of us, but we'll see. One of the most asked questions, though, was what we were both wearing on the picture I posted. In the picture,
mine's the Amazon version of
Okay.
the outfit. Yours is like
mine
a
was
nicer
from
one.
Showpo.
Okay, mine. I'll like post the link. A couple of people asked me actually, and I sent it. But it's just like this $40 Amazon outfit. It's like matching. It feels like silky pajamas, but you
It
can like
does.
wear heels with it. It felt like a good spa day outfit, and we both showed up.
And it's so funny because we didn't plan
I know.
and we showed up in the same thing.
That was like an ideal spa day outfit, though.
Yeah.
And you had just worn it like recently, so I think it was in my brain. I was like,
Subconsciously, you
I
thought about
copied
that
off you.
outfit. I wore it to dinner like 3 nights before,
Yeah.
and I only wore it to dinner, and then I just hung it back up, but I didn't put it in the closet. It was just hanging on my door. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is perfect spa day outfit.
That outfit I have
Great
in like
minds.
every color because it's just so comfy and you can wear it to anything.
So you need to get it in more colors. It
I'll send you the
also-
Amazon link.
It reminds me so much of things that my grandma used to wear. And I'm like,
yes.
what happened to her clothes when she passed? Like, I could have fit in them. And I'm like, where did they all go?
The silk sets are very grandma-like,
Yes.
but grandma chic. Like
Grandma chic,
tucked
totally.
in. Tucked in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Well, yours that you were wearing was white.
Mm-hmm.
And, Labor Day is upon us, which means summer is over.
I can't believe this.
Will you still wear white after Labor Day?
Probably not a full 2-piece white outfit like
I
that,
will.
but I think white pieces are okay.
Yeah.
I have a great pair of white pants that I haven't worn yet that I'm still going to
Yeah.
wear. I have a couple white tops. Maybe not the full head to toe white.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that still a rule?
I mean, I like to wear white after Labor Day just to be like, fuck you.
I
I
feel
can
like-
wear white whenever I want.
Yeah. I feel
And then
like
it's
it could be a
winter
fall
and
white.
it's
And a
also,
winter white. Yeah.
winter white. So
Also in
I'll
LA,
say yeah.
it doesn't get cold, so it doesn't feel like those rules really apply.
right.
Like if it was snowy here, I would understand maybe not wearing white, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have so many jackets that I never wear. The entire closet in the music studio room is just filled with jackets that I don't have anywhere to wear them.
And especially now that you're in the valley, you're not going to, because
No.
at least West Hollywood, or especially by the beach, it would get chilly at night.
Mhm.
And in the valley, it doesn't.
no,
So
I know.
donate them, babe.
I do miss that weather, beach weather. What is the best thing you both did this summer?
I had a great time. I celebrated my birthday at Dave & Buster's. I love
I'm
that place.
so bummed I missed that.
I know.
I was at the OCD Foundation.
I know.
But that was one of the best things I did
Yeah.
this summer. That was really cool.
I love that.
You and your Dave & Buster's.
I saw that there was a shooting at the Northridge Dave & Buster's, like right out front of it, like this past weekend. And I was like, not in my holy place.
Oh my gosh. That's where your birthday party was at that
Yeah.
one, right?
Yeah.
Wild.
Really crazy. I also found out that you can franchise a Dave & Buster's. And now I have a new business
Watch
goal.
out.
Well, there should be one in the valley, like somewhere that's not Hollywood.
Right.
Northridge is the closest one, but that's far.
That is far.
There should be one that's like Studio City, Sherman Oaks,
Mhm.
North Hollywood.
I agree.
One day it will be mine. By the way, I don't get paid by Dave & Buster's at all.
No,
I
this
just
is
like
not an
them.
ad.
This is a full organic. I just love them.
Just love.
Just love that place.
So many people ask every time I post questions is, how do we know each other? And I'm like, how many times have we told this story? Long story short, we drunkenly met at a pool party at the Mondrian.
Yep.
Had a
Yep.
mutual friend, some other mutual things
Lots of drinks.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of drinks.
Lots and lots of photos.
Yeah. Oh, like 1,100.
I mean,
I had I need to start bringing that camera out actually, because that camera takes the best photos,
Yeah.
I think, still. But it was when I had just gotten my like nice big, I think it's like a Canon or Sony camera or something. I need to bring that thing back out
yeah,
because I get good photos with that.
totally.
took
My sister has
so
one of those.
many.
It's like the film
Yeah.
type of cameras.
Yeah.
And the photos are great.
Yeah.
What are your go-to Starbucks orders? I'm a guidance counselor, so lots of caffeine is a plus. Kayla Bowman, 25.
I do a couple of them. If I have, okay, this is a maybe
'Cause I have a couple too.
TMI secret, but those olive oil, Olivietta, like they have like an olive oil blended coffee drink
What?
at Starbucks. If you are ever feeling constipated or you just really need to clear out your system, one of those
Interesting.
easily
I've
does
never
it.
heard of this.
I think Lala posted about this a while ago.
Okay.
And it was when I was pregnant. So I couldn't have I could have one thing of caffeine, but I was like constipated and pregnant, which happens.
Yeah.
And she said, she posted something like, I heard these drinks are supposed to whatever. I got one. Whew,
Ooh.
worked like a charm.
Okay.
So that one, if you need to poop.
Uh-huh.
I like a iced caramel macchiato normally.
Okay.
That's like my go-to. And any of the cold brew foams, like they have like pistachio foam.
Oh, yeah. My sister loves that
Mm,
stuff. I haven't
yeah.
tried that.
Any of the flavored foams.
I always get the same thing. I'm either, if I want something cold, an espresso frappuccino with almond milk. I love a dirty chai.
Wait, an espresso frappuccino. So is there like chocolate or something else
It's
in it?
espresso, but
But-
it's blended.
Interesting. So it's not flavored.
Not really. It's like coffee flavored,
Interesting.
but it's still
I
a
didn't
little
know that
sweet.
was an option.
They have a couple
Okay.
pumps of something in there. I
Yeah.
don't know. I
Huh.
love a dirty chai.
Oh, I like
Pumpkin spice latte. I
Mm.
think the gingerbread latte is donezo.
I like the caramel. They have like a salted caramel, like fall drink.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
good. I don't like the pumpkin spice. It's fine.
I do. I love pumpkin spice. It just came back.
I know. It
So
seems too
excited.
early. I feel like they shouldn't be back until September.
I mean,
I feel like
I'll
it should
take
be a
it.
September 1st and on thing.
And I got pumpkin spice creamer in my fridge now, so
Mm.
all day long. Also, a medicine ball. If you sound like me right now, I probably need one. A little hoarse. But if you're feeling under the weather, if you just need something good for your throat,
Yeah.
the medicine ball, it's like off the menu at Starbucks.
Oh.
That is my go-to.
What is
I got
it?
the entire Vanderpump Rules crew last year at interviews hooked on them.
Wow.
And so every time I would come to interviews, they're like, are we doing a round of medicine balls?
Is it like candy flavor type?
No, it's 2 different teas. It's lemonade.
Oh.
It's really good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So little secret off the menu thing.
I love it.
hmm Do either of you have weird food habits? Peanut butter and mayo sandwiches, for example. My sister does that. And I think it is so
Wait, peanut
Odd.
butter and mayonnaise?
peanut butter, mayo, and jelly because it makes the peanut butter more creamy, she says.
Huh. I will eat a lot of weird things. I'm trying to think of like a go-to. It's more, I would say my food stuff is more that I have like very weird things that I won't eat. Like I've never had a banana.
What?
You knew this. I've never had a grape.
I must have forgotten that because it's so weird.
Banana stuff like really weirds me out. I can't have if there's a sip of it in like a smoothie, can't do it. It
I thought
really
Kevin and the no noodles was weird, but no bananas or grapes?
I've never had a banana. I
Interesting.
don't think I've ever grape I will have like
What about a
raisin.
frozen grape?
Never.
A raisin is not a grape, Janet.
Yeah, it is.
There's like not.
It's a dehydrated grape.
Isn't it a prune?
No, it's a dehydrated grape. Yeah.
It's a dehydrated grape.
Yeah. A raisin is a dehydrated
Then why aren't they green?
Because maybe they're using red grapes.
So you've never had a green grape.
I've had raisins. I've never had a grape.
There's prunes, dates, grapes. They turn into raisins. They're all like kind of the same.
Fruit, really, in general, I'm not about.
Okay.
But I've never had a banana. But you know how much I love my son? I know that like bananas are a good first kid
Right.
food or like early food. And I will cut and mash up a banana and feed it to him. And
Mhm.
that's how you know that I love my son. I will wear gloves when I do it, but because I don't like to touch it. The texture really weirds me out.
Interesting.
Yeah. I actually told somebody this and they were like, you should take an autism diagnosis quiz. And I took it and it wasn't a no.
Not no.
It was like, there was a area of there. And I guess like
Huh.
food textures and food aversions are like a sign or like an element that can be a part of that. And they're like, oh, you don't have this, this, and this. You won't eat this, this, and this because, and they kind of dug in why. And I was like, I've never really questioned why I don't like a banana.
Interesting.
And don't like to get near them, but
Okay.
I don't know.
All right. You learn something new every day.
Fun fact.
Well, speaking of weird food things, I saw a recent video online where Candace Cameron said that ketchup is a fine substitute on tacos, like in place of salsa. That's weird.
I don't like that.
I highly,
what's-
strongly disagree.
You know what's a TikTok food that I did try that was unbelievable?
What?
You get a plain cheese pizza from like Domino's, like just easy plain cheese pizza, and then you get chicken tikka masala, and you dip the pizza in the chicken tikka masala sauce. So instead of having like naan bread with it, you use cheese pizza. That was a 10 out of 10 for me.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Weird food things. Good to know. I have to pee. I'm going to run to the bathroom. We're going to take another break and I'll be right back.
Great.
If you are looking for something fun to do with your kids, but you're not really the creative type like I am, then I have just the thing for you. And that is KiwiCo. They deliver seriously fun learning for kids of all ages through hands-on projects and activities. This is something we have been ordering for summer for, oh my gosh, probably like a year and a half now, if not longer. Each month, your kid will receive a crate packed with engaging hands-on activities designed to introduce them to exciting science, technology, or different art concepts. They're quick and easy. You've got the instructions right there. And it's just great quality time you spend with your kid. And they love seeing that they created this project. There's always something new for kids to discover. I mean, literally like engineering robots or learning about the science of ice cream. You know, whatever floats your boat, they've got it for you with 9 monthly programs to choose from. KiwiCo is something for kids of all ages, ranging from infants to preschoolers like I have to teens and beyond. Redefine learning with play, explore projects, and build confidence and problem-solving skills with KiwiCo. Get 50% off your first month on any crate line at KiwiCo.com with promo code HONEY. That's 50% off your first month at KiwiCo.com, promo code HONEY. All right, parents, get a drive-through coffee, watch half an episode of reality TV, take a dang shower, like all the things you could do instead of a diaper run, because you have a HelloBello subscription. HelloBello's got your baby's butt covered. We're busy. Our kids keep us busy. They're needy. And, you know, I love that. I love that my kid needs me because one day they're adults and they don't need us. But right now, one thing they also need, if they're babies, are diapers. HelloBello believes all families deserve premium, affordable baby products. This is something I set up for my bestie and co-host, Janet, because she's got an 8-month-old and he's going to be in diapers for a little bit more time. So I'm like, don't worry about having to go to the store to get diapers. You don't have to order them online. They will just get delivered to your door. It's a subscription service you never even have to think about. They have this ultra convenient diaper bundle subscription service that includes 7 packs of diapers, 4 packs of plant-based wipes, and you're never going to run out of supplies because better yet, they are delivered to your door. Set, change, cancel your delivery whenever you want. Go to hellobello.com/honey to get 30% off your first customized bundle and a full-sized freebie product of your choice. That's hellobello.com/honey to start bundling with 30% off your first order. Don't forget, that's hellobello.com/honey.
That was so fast.
Okay, we're back.
That was so fast.
I am a quick peer.
So am I. That's something I love about you.
Yeah.
I'm never, in all of our friendship, we're never waiting for each other outside of the bathroom.
It's just like, get in, get it done.
Yeah.
You know,
what are people doing there?
I wonder the same thing. I'm like, I don't know if just my mom taught me how to be a quick peer. I'm trying to teach Summer how to be a quick peer, but it's like either you put a seat cover down or you just squat. Sometimes there's no seat cover.
I don't do either. I just sit right on it.
Oh, yeah, I squat. And
I'm
I tell
not-
myself this is part of my workout for the day.
See, I'm not just working out for no reason in the middle of the bathroom. And I read something that like skin to skin is how you can get like, you know, like rashes or whatever. Like if you had a rash and I touched it with my skin, I would probably get it. But on plastic and like metal and things like that, it doesn't like Like your chances of actually contracting something from a toilet seat are so rare. I'm like, I'm not doing a squat every time.
Yeah, I squat.
Good for you.
All right. God, literally so many questions. What is life like in your hometowns? What were you like in high school? Janet?
I feel like I had a very average like upbringing. Like it was suburban area. Like I grew up in Columbus, Ohio. So there's like Ohio State is like the main kind of like, I don't know, downtown or like popular area. And I grew up about 20 minutes from there in Dublin, which was like 3 high schools, like not a big town, not a small town. Like very, I would say like average middle class, maybe like slightly upper middle class ere, but we were very like middle class upbringing. High school, a lot of my friends were like Allie and Nicole, who you know, were like popular girls because they were like cheerleaders and basketball team players, but I didn't play any sports. And I feel like to be like a popular girl, you had to play a sport. Yeah. So I was friends with people. I partied a lot in high school.
I was total opposite. Yeah, I didn't party at all. I was always the sober driver. I didn't drink.
When did you start drinking? Like after how long?
Honestly, like after I was 21.
Wow.
Even in college, I was always the driver because I was always the responsible one. And there were no Ubers or anything back then, you know? So it's like, what are we going to call a cab? Get in with a literal stranger? You don't have any of their information? I would rather just drive.
You had to do. This is why I always like had the parties.
Yeah.
Like it would be like 8 of us, like of our friends, like in my mom's basement playing beer pong, and she knew but didn't know, you know?
Yeah.
It's like one of those things.
Yeah. What was your favorite food from back home?
Oh, there's so many. I literally have to go home for at least a week, a year to eat all of my favorite foods.
Yeah.
There's a Mexican restaurant called El Vaquero that has the best cheese dip, and I love their ground beef tacos. Very like basic. I always joke, I'm like, oh, it's the most authentic thing. I'm
like in Columbus, Ohio. You haven't found good Mexican in Southern California.
I have. But there's just something about that was like our go-to place. Like we went there like after games in high school, and we just love that place. I don't know. There's like I could go on and on. There's like 10 foods I feel like I have to eat when I go home. Donato's Pizza, which they actually have out here in Red Robin's now.
Oh, Red Robin.
Really
yeah.
I never grew up going to Red Robin, but now that they have this pizza, I've ordered it a few times.
My go-to, if any of you guys listening are ever in Azusa, La Tolteca. Talked about it before, but every time I go home, unless it's on a Tuesday, I don't know why a Mexican restaurant is closed on Taco Tuesday.
Oh.
But I feel like I'm often in Azusa on Tuesdays, and I'm like, damn it.
And isn't there also like a Mexican grocery store in Azusa, and that's where you get all of your enchilada stuff?
I get it at La Tolteca.
Okay, that's where you get the bags of cheese and all the stuff. Good to know. I feel like you just gave away a big secret because you never
did. But you know what? If you want to go to La Tolteca to buy the cheese to make the enchiladas, be my guest. Give them business.
You made the enchiladas recently. I brought some home to my mom. She immediately, when I walked in there, did you bring me enchiladas? I think she thought I was going to say no. And I was like, I sure did. I brought you both kinds, actually. Here you go.
I do need to make them again soon because there weren't enough leftovers.
And you need to get gloves so you're not wearing 8 finger condoms.
I know, right? Because they don't
I got
fit on my
so
pinkies.
many comments and responses about that because I posted you wearing all the finger, and they're like, "Why does she aren't a pair of gloves easier than 8 separate finger condoms?" I was I think she was out of gloves.
I had gloves, yes, I realized right as I go to start cooking, I was like, "Damn it!"
Yeah, and you had finger condoms because you have to stick medicine up your cat's butt.
Yes, not up her butt, in her ears.
Oh, I thought it was up her butt.
No, it just goes in her ear.
Oh.
Anyway, who was your childhood crush? Like what celebrity?
JTT.
Okay, I was going to say we had to have the same one, right?
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Yeah. What happened to him? I feel like you secretly know him. Have you met him?
No, but I do have mutual friends with him. And I've seen him on like podcasts and like kind of in the same world. And I'm like, wait, you know him?
If you ever get him on this podcast, I am co-hosting.
We should try and do like
put
a
it out into the
90s
universe.
throwback.
Okay. Is he like married and just like living a normal life now? Is she still
I don't know.
Stuff?
Honestly, I don't know.
Look him up.
Yeah. I wonder if he's on the gram, you know?
We gotta check.
But literally, I mean, did you have on the back of your bedroom door just like Tiger Beat and all of the different?
Yes.
Yeah.
All of the magazines that would come with the fold out posters.
Yep.
Yeah.
What a time.
I know.
Now everything's just like digital.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
I bet a lot of that stuff's worth something now.
I know. If only we still had them. I'm going back to college this week. Did you two go to college? What were your experiences like? Any fun stories to share from those days?
I went to college at Ohio University, like an hour and a half from where I grew up.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. It was a party school, but really fun. I was in Chi Omega sorority. I was recruitment chair and social chair.
Wow.
Yeah, I love college. It was so much fun.
My experience was so different because I went to like a small private Christian university. So we didn't have sororities, fraternities. It was not a party school.
Did you live in a dorm or on campus, or you lived at home?
No, I moved at my freshman year. I moved out of my parents' house and moved into my grandma's house because my grandpa had just passed away.
Yeah.
And so I had like my own little apartment basically. It was like the front 2 rooms and I had my own space there. And then as a commuter, I gotta get out of certain things sometimes. I'm like, oh, I don't live on campus. I can't, go to chapel 5 times a week.
Oh.
It was required. I think that's exaggerating. I think it was required Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It was at least 3 days a week.
That's still a lot.
Which like you would get credit for it. And it was a lot. And it's like nothing against going to chapel, but 3 times a week was a little excessive.
Much. That's a little much.
I had 19 units.
Did you have a job in college?
Yeah, I worked at Chili's.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I worked at
Corner.
BJ's, Chili's. The whole Hooters of it all happened during college.
You worked at Hooters?
No, but I interviewed. You've never heard this story?
No. Is it because you didn't have boobs?
No.
They wouldn't let you in?
No, I was secretly videotaped changing in the dressing room. It was like a huge lawsuit. Wow, we've never talked about this?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, I'll tell you the full story after.
That's
but
wild.
Yeah, recently I saw this thing pop up on Reddit and it was like someone who went to college with me and they were like saying all of these things. And there were a few that were true, a few that were exaggerated. There was one where they're like, I even remember her talking about her good side. And I'm like, no, that's where I know this is bullshit because I didn't know I had a good side or, preferred side
TV.
Until I was on TV. I didn't know that my lip was thinner on the right side. Almost all of my photos pre-Vanderpump Rules are on the right side. I don't know if that was just the side I naturally went to. Totally. So when you look at photos of me from back in the day, people are like, oh, she's had so much work done. I'm like, no, I haven't. If I did have a nose job, would have shouted out my plastic surgeon. But also I'm like, I do look different on the right side of my face. And most of my younger photos are on that side, this side, better makeup, know my angles. But I understand why people think I've had work done because I look at myself and I'm like, yeah, it does look like it.
I want to have work done now that it's like.
Can I tell you that I'm getting to the point where I'm pushing 40. I've tried soft wave recently. I'm going to do microneedling.
Don't say you're doing
collagen.
A facelift.
No.
Okay.
But here's why I understand why people do at a younger age because these lines right here are starting to stick more so on my left side.
Oh no.
And so yesterday
not lines on the good side.
I went like this and I was like, oh, they go away. If you just pull it the tiniest bit, they go away. I'm not going to get a facelift at 40, but
I think these lines are not, I don't think that's like, to me, that doesn't indicate age as much as like, I haven't had Botox or fillers in 3 years. It's like very much time for me.
Yeah. So I just got my Botox. I'm going to touch up my lips this week. Also, I just finished the most recent season of the Kardashians and they did this thing called the Horvath test where it tests your biological age, not your chronological.
How do they do that? Is it blood test?
It's a blood test. I'm kind of interested, but then also I'm scared because I'm like, what if it says I'm 39? What if it says I'm 42? I feel like I'm 27 still.
I feel like what I did to my body in my 20s, it would be like, you're 95, bitch. It's time for you to go.
Maybe we do it. We make a vlog out of it.
Yeah.
But I want to like get in a little bit better shape first.
That's fair.
I didn't work out for a few months. I'm finally back in the gym. I'm feeling good again, but
Kardashians also have, I think you sent it to me too, but
the
Kim
salmon sperm
talks about how she's getting salmon sperm injected into her. And that has been my secret for the last year. Not injections, but I do the topical salmon sperm with Cotrini. And they have micro dart needle eye patches that press the salmon sperm into your skin. And I'm like, this is the secret. This is why all of the gays in West Hollywood are so pretty because they've been getting the secret for a long time. It's just taken
Sperm.
us a while to catch up. Sperm's the secret.
Okay, so can you tell me, how did this even come about? Because we recently went and got facials together,
Yeah.
and it was a salmon sperm facial, which I was unaware of until I was already there.
Yeah. I went to an event. Jared is friends with a couple guys who founded this skincare.
Okay.
Like a year. It was actually one of the last times I went out before I got pregnant. So however long that's been. And we went to an event, super chic event. Like it was at the Kimpton Hotel, the Lapeer Hotel. They like rented out this whole area. They had like all this awesome past apps. If you have past apps, I'm sold. And they gave everybody the skincare to go home and try. And I was like, I was trying to get pregnant at the time. So I like looked into it. It was like all like safe, natural stuff. Very natural, I guess, when you think about it. And so I started using it when I was pregnant because I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to get injectables for God knows how long. So I started using it then. And the biggest thing I noticed is that my dog bite scar years later started like going down in color and especially the texture.
Yeah, I mean, you can barely see it now.
You used to be able, though, when you ran your finger over it, you would tell that there was like a very obvious indent. And so I noticed after like a year of using the salmon sperm that cleared up a lot and like the texture was better.
Oh, so you've been using it for a while.
When I got pregnant. And so I told Jared, I was like, hey, your friends who made this stuff, you should tell them like they should advertise it as like scar treatment because that's all I'm using right now. And it worked. Also not being paid by them right now. This is not an ad.
No, but I'm interested in it because then I mean, everyone knows I'm obsessed with the Kardashians. I think they're incredible in so many ways and amazing businesswomen, but also with the skincare.
Yeah.
And so when I saw that, I was like, wait, I just got salmon sperm on my face.
Yeah.
How do they get the sperm from the salmon?
It's a lab type thing. I was wondering, I was like, are we giving like salmon handies? Like, how is this happening?
Because like clearly this isn't vegan.
No, it's like they like pull it out in a lab. So I think that from the fish. So
from a dead fish.
I think that the fish are fine. It's not like taking their sperm kills them. I think it's, you know what? I'll find out. I'll find out more. But all I know is I started using it. I loved it. And then I reached out to them, or I had Jared reach out to them to link me with them again. And they've been great in sending me stuff.
Well, look, if Kim Kardashian does it, I mean, she's 42 going on 34 based on her Horvath test.
Yeah.
So
sperm it is.
You know, I might need to try the injections because this line.
They can tell. I'll ask the guys know where to get them.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's really bothering me so much.
Or didn't I give you some of the patches?
Yes.
Put the patches on.
Oh,
it.
the patch here?
Yeah.
It's not just for the eyes?
They have straight ones. They have little ones. You can cut them.
Okay.
Stick it right there. Sleep with it overnight.
Okay.
The patches, if you sleep with them on, do wonders.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Okay. One last break. BRB. So if you walked into my new house right now, you would probably feel like you're inside of a Wayfair commercial because I have something from Wayfair in every single room of this house. I have chairs in my entry room. I have a carpet. I have a mirror. I have a coffee table in my living room. I have bar stools, an office chair, my bedroom, literally my bed is from Wayfair and all my artwork. And that's because there's no better feeling than loving your home. Wayfair makes it easy to create a space where you can relax and unwind no matter the season. I mean, it's the place to shop for everything home, from, your living room seating that fits the whole family to bedroom finds that help you cozy up and snuggle in. Wayfair is the go-to destination for everything home. No matter your style or your budget, there's a neighborhood in every zip code, brought to life by everyone who makes their home truly their own with Wayfair. There's a huge selection of home goods, everything you need for your home. Wayfair makes it easy with fast and free shipping, even on the big stuff, and they'll even help you set it up. It's good to come home when you live in the neighborhood. Visit wayfair.com or download the Wayfair app. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home. Ready to rapid fire?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, first one's for me. Scheana, will we see you on season 2 of The Valley at all? Stay tuned. Where does Janet stand with Kristen, and what path does she see forward with her?
I gotta say, stay tuned on that one too.
Okay, you can answer this one. How does Janet feel being labeled a mean girl?
Well, I've been mean my whole life, so I guess I was expecting it. No, I'm just kidding. You know what? I don't know. I have honestly never been called a mean girl in my life until recently. I think, I was very authentic to who I was when I was pregnant. And was I extra bitchy when I was pregnant? Absolutely. So, I don't know. And I also think you see kind of a boiled down version, and you probably got a boiled down version of me being bitchy while I was pregnant. And you might get another boiled down version of me being bitchy while I'm not pregnant. Who knows?
Any regrets from season 1?
Sure. Yeah, lots of them. And I think, that's kind of a beautiful thing about the whole experience is you can go into the next one and have a perspective of yourself that you maybe didn't see before and, make amends or double down or whatever seems like the right thing. You kind of have the opportunity to decide how you want to move forward.
There's so many positives and negatives to doing reality TV. It's so weird that you film this show and then 6 months later you go back in time and watch other people's perspectives. It's like an out of body experience when you're like, wait, it's there's nothing normal about it. But at the same time, I think it opens up the door for some, not all, for growth, you know, where it's like you can look back and you see perspective and you're like, oh, actually, now I understand where you're coming from. And
totally.
That's the one and only thing I'm thankful to some of the haters and trolls for, because they see things from a different perspective, usually from a negative one. But I'm like, okay, the fact that
I see what you're saying.
I see you.
Yeah.
Let's do better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah. I think that you can, if you are self-aware, the comments, can be like, all right, I get it. We'll see.
Yeah. Speaking of self-aware, Summer is already like, we were playing a game the other day, playing Candyland, and she gets a double orange and she gets on one and then she like kind of passes the second one to go to the third orange. And I look at her and she goes, oops, that was too many, huh? And I go, it was. I was like, but that was good that you recognized that. You tried to get a little fast and by. I was like, but we don't cheat. And so then the next day we're playing a different game with Brock and we're teaching her how to play cover your assets. And so we're taking the swap and move cards out because we're like, that's too difficult to, just do the matching, you steal and whatnot. If you haven't played that game, I'll show you. Okay. It's so much fun. And so Brock throws out one of the move or swap cards. She goes, hey, Dad, you're cheating. And I was like, no, but yes, like good, like you're very aware. So I love that. All right, Celeste Glad. I know you probably can't talk about it, but what the fuck is going on with Jax and Britt? What the fuck is going on with their podcast? Let's go there, because I feel like anything going on with them is going to be talked about on there.
Tune in.
I wonder if they're doing like every other week right now.
I don't know.
I can't see them recording any together.
I haven't listened to theirs in a while, so I don't know what they're doing.
Well, I guess the answer would probably be found there.
We'll see.
Scheana, do you think Janet owes Kristen an apology? I feel like both of you maybe owed each other apologies for different reasons, And I just want all my friends to get along. And I know that doesn't always make for the best TV, but conflict is interesting. Resolution is interesting.
Yeah.
And yeah. How is filming going with a baby?
It's fun. It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's not really that much different. It's fun because all of our like crew and stuff, like them interacting with Cameron is really cute.
Yeah.
When he sees all the like stuff, like when there's like a boom mic or something, he's like he's very curious about everything right now. So when there's new people or stuff in our house, he's like really excited. But I feel like if he was a little bit stronger, he'd be like reaching, trying to grab like all of, like whenever there's anything like tech equipment, I'm like, be really careful because he'll grab it. Like he wants to get his hands on everything. So, but it's fine and fun.
So you're not, well, no, I don't want to say this because then I might put you in your head, but like, so you're not in your head with like, I mean, he's also 8 months. When I started filming with Summer, she literally started when she was 15 days old. That was the youngest you could be to film. So I was so paranoid about if I'm holding her the right way, am I burping her the right way? What are people going to say when they're seeing my parenting? And I was so in my head and so paranoid, but she was 15 days old.
See, I haven't experienced somebody mom shaming me yet, and I'm sure it will happen. But, all I can do is be myself and do what I do as a mom. And you know what? If somebody's like, hey, you're not supposed to do something that way, I'll take it because I'm learning as you go. I actually do think that there's a nice way, not to mom shame, but to be like, hey, FYI, if you know, like I've gotten tips before where I've posted stories of stuff and they're like, hey, if you take those pouches and do this and this with them, like it lasts longer. I'm like, oh my God, great tip. Like things like that. And I think if you say things in a nice way, it's like it's a nice little bonding experience.
Yeah, because sometimes the unsolicited advice is actually helpful. Even like one example years ago when I had her in her car seat, it was like the chest strap was a little lower than it should have been. And that's one thing that now that she's 3, she even knows because Brock doesn't always pay attention and move it up. And she's like, Dad, it goes here.
Aww.
But it was someone on Instagram commented, I think I was posting a shout out to the car seat or whatever.
Yeah.
And they were like, just so you know, that strap. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. But it was like the way they said it wasn't like, you don't have your kid buckled in
if
right.
It's nice, I think it's fine. You know, Cameron wore one of those head shape helping helmets for a while, and so people would see that sometimes in my Instagram stories, kind of the back of his helmet, and would ask questions about it. And I actually like had really good conversations with a couple moms about like, this is what, you know, here's the process of us going to the doctor and asking about these things, and this is how he got his helmet. So it was kind of sweet to like share. I was like, oh, I have mom information I can share with somebody else. But I get a lot of comments about stuff too that's helpful, and as long as you're not mean about it, I think it's nice.
Where do you get your clothes for filming? You have so many looks and rarely repeat. Does production have a stylist or do you provide your own wardrobe? There is no stylist, I can tell you that. And there is no wardrobe budget.
No, we have to pick stuff. You know what the hardest thing is remembering what you wore.
That's the thing. It's like sometimes
I wish I took a picture every single day or whatever.
I usually remember in a season if I've already worn an outfit. Or if it's on Instagram, I try not to repeat it for like a long time. If it's a red carpet, once I wear it back in the closet or it goes to Palm Springs and if someone wants to borrow it, but those are usually put away.
Yeah. For me right now, I'm at like still in a postpartum kind of different size. So I'm not in my normal clothes that I wore before I got pregnant. I'm not in my maternity clothes. I'm kind of in this in-between size right now. So I have repeated a lot of stuff, you know, during the summer before whatever, because I'm just like, I only have so much that fits well right now. So I kind of just try to mix and match stuff I have and make different looks with it. But I'm in a weird size right now. So you're going to see me repeating stuff.
Well, on that note, I feel like, you know, just us as women, we are very conscious of what we wear, when we wear it, who we wear things around. And, you know, there's the stigma about repeating outfits, especially when we are public figures. Yeah. What has your experience been with that in the past? And like now that you are on TV, despite you being in the in-between size, do you feel that pressure more?
You know, I feel like there was pressure to like not repeat things and to always have like unique looks. But then I feel like now there's kind of a pushback actually with fast fashion where it's like you actually want to invest in quality pieces instead of purchasing like stuff over and over again and supporting like wasteful clothing. Right. So I feel like it's actually taking a turn where now it's cooler to repeat stuff and to have like high quality, like staple pieces than it is just to repeat new outfits that you're never going to wear again.
True. I'm getting over I'm like, whatever, fuck it. I wore it. I'm wearing it again.
Yeah. I think
catch it.
Because like, what's the worst thing someone's going to say? Leave an Instagram comment that's like, you already wore this. It's like, yeah, I love it and I looked good and it fits. So I'm wearing it again.
Yeah. I remember talking to Dolores last season and I commented on one of her workout outfits I loved and she goes, I actually repeated it. You'll see it again later in the season. And I was like, oh, I noticed. But we think about that.
Yeah.
And it's so annoying that like male privilege is being able to wear the same thing over and over and over again without anyone caring. Brock has these 2 go-to looks from Zara. It's kind of that same like pinstripey, the material of our matching outfits.
Yeah, I love
But
Brock's
he has one
fashion.
in olive and one in black. The amount of times he has worn these to dinners, to red carpets. He tried to put it on for the last red carpet we did, whatever it was recently. I can't remember.
Miss USA?
No, it was after that. Where was I recently? Oh, no, it wasn't Brittany's thing because I went to that with my mom. I don't know. It was some little step and repeat, whatever. And he goes to put on the green. I go, nope, no, sir. We are not doing that. Is retired from red carpets. You can wear it to dinners and whatever you want, but like
no more.
There's so many.
I love Brock's fashion. I love when he wears heels. I feel like he wears like sexy stuff. Like a lot of his stuff is like like lace or like has a see-through element, or like he pushes the boundaries and I
does.
love it.
No, I love it too.
And his budgie
smugglers.
Bungee. I can't.
We had to throw away one this weekend because it ripped in his butt.
Oh
I'm like,
God.
okay,
no,
that's
too much.
That's done. That's
Too
a little
much.
we're already showing it a lot.
He was talking about trying to get Jason into one of those, and I was like, if you can get Jason into one of those, you dinner on me. Like for the next, I feel like he would look so good in one.
Yeah, let's get him in one.
The less Jason wears, the better.
Well, speaking of people looking fantastic, we got a comment saying, all of you girls look fantastic. How do you girls generally get ready to film a season? Any treatments, workout routines? Do you feel like you have to be in better shape while filming? What are the tips and tricks?
In general, I feel like just in life, I try to look good, but also right now, I feel like I'm in a part in my life where I don't care as much. And maybe I'll regret that.
The mom does that to you. No.
I'm just like,
fuck it.
I meant to, go, like I've been meaning for a while now to like get Botox and like do a couple, like I like keep meaning to schedule a facial, like just self-care stuff. But every time I like go to do it, I'm like, oh, like, well, I could go do that today. Or like I have the whole afternoon, I could take my son to like go do something for him.
Yeah.
And the mom guilt normally wins where I end up taking my kid to go do something instead of doing the self-care thing. I mean, look at my nails right now.
We're going today.
I know.
We're fixing that problem today.
I'm going to try to squeeze that in today.
Mine are so grown out right now. They already started long. Now they're even longer. I don't know how I'm still functioning, but I've gotten used to it the last few weeks that now they're just staying this long.
Mine were really long, and then I had a couple drinks this weekend and picked them all off.
No.
Scheana does not approve.
Do not approve. Are you still breastfeeding or pumping?
I'm done.
Woot
Thank God.
woot.
I did 7.5 months of breastfeeding and pumping.
Good for you.
He stopped latching after like 3-ish months around that time. But I kept pumping, and I actually just completely sterilized and gave away like all of my breastfeeding pump stuff, accessories, because I actually had 2 pumps that I never used.
Yeah.
All of like the milk storage bags, everything. I found this app called Buy Nothing where you just post stuff in for free for people who need the stuff. It's really great. And then people like will leave comments and be like, I'm pregnant, or I just had a baby, or, and this would like, save me so much because whatever. So I found this woman who commented, and she's like having her 3rd boy. And when she came over, she said she was pregnant. When she said she was having a boy, I was like, wait, hold on. I have a bunch of clothes then too. And I gave her just everything like breastfeeding related, whatever. And she was like, I'm like 3. I don't know how you're doing anything, but it was nice to like be able to, I'm like a little bit of a hoarder and I want to hold on to everything. But when I know it's going somewhere that'll be used and like getting a good home, then I can part ways with things.
Yeah.
So that was really helpful to like, okay, like I'm, doing something good. I can feel good about it. And I don't have to have bins of stuff that I'm not going to use for God knows how long.
Yeah. No, I love that because I saved so much. And then finally, it's been 3 years and Brock's sister is pregnant with a baby girl. So we just loaded up a full massive suitcase, sent it to Australia when his mom was here. We sent it back with her. And I had like my breast pump, all of that stuff. I'm like, see, I saved it for a reason. Yeah. I was thinking originally like, well, what if we have another right away?
My mom kept saying, she was like, as soon as you give it all this stuff away, you're accidentally going to get pregnant. And I was like, do not say that. It's like, we're not yet.
Yeah, no. How did Janet feel about Brock exposing her baby's face? Wait, what?
I saw a comment about this. When we went to dinner at Benihana, he panned around the thing, and for half a second, you could see Cameron's face in his story. But I looked at it and I was like, look, this is the thing with
Didn't Lala post a photo too?
Yeah. This is our thing with our son on social media. We're not sharing like a ton right now because it's just a new world to us right now. We're not saying he's never going to be on social media. We don't ever want this. It's not a never situation. We just right now want to minimize his exposure. And like, there's been times where you've had your blog camera and you're like, don't worry, I'll make sure they edit and blur. And I'm like, you don't have to go like that lengths. Like, we just want him to have his privacy right now while we are navigating this new terrain of having people following us that don't know us. Like, our Instagrams kind of went from just friends and family to more of a public thing. So for right now, while we're figuring it out and while he's so young, we're just like taking our time. We're minimizing exposure. I did not get mad at Brock. I would if
I didn't even realize that.
if it would have been, like more than that, but a half second of him panning around our hibachi table, I was even surprised that anybody else noticed. And when somebody messaged, someone I think actually messaged Jason and said like, Brock's exposing your child. Da, da, da.
God.
And Jason's like, what are you talking about? And he went to the story and he's like, oh, I don't care about that. Do you? And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even going to text Brock because I don't care.
That's so funny. Yeah. I didn't even realize that.
It's not like he's like, woohoo, I got the breaking news. I'm going to put the exclusive. Like, here's his face. It was like all of us having early bird dinner with the kids, and he posted. The more interesting thing was like how cute Summer and Ocean were being like with all of the stuff. Like they were using chopsticks. Yeah, like they were being so cute. And I was like, I'm not going to ask him to delete this cute story where you see his face for 1/4 of a second.
Right.
So,
and I mean, 6 months from now, everyone is going to see more of his face.
Yeah.
But I totally understand that. I never thought about it, how you and Jason were private people. And now you're public people at the same time you're having a baby.
Yeah.
That is so different, you know?
It just was a lot at once. So we were like, okay, let's ease into this and kind of see how it goes. And to be honest, like I got a lot of like hate online.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I couldn't, especially right now. I'm starting to really feel like leveled off in myself again. But like, especially during postpartum times, like when it was early, like, my emotions were everywhere. If I would have had his face shared at that time and anybody said anything mean about him, it would have destroyed me.
Oh, yeah.
So it's also a safety like for me.
No, I get that, because just even the few comments I see when people say something about Summer's teeth, I'm like, you know what, motherfucker? Her teeth.
You send me those comments.
Literally.
I will find them.
And I'm like, actually, her dentist said it's great that she has gaps in her teeth because it gives
makes room.
more room for her permanent teeth to come in.
Do not.
And it's just like,
you send me whoever says that. I will hunt them down.
I'm like, but then that's what worries me about like when she goes to school. I mean, not at this age, but I'm like, what if, like she gets made fun of and, kids
you send
are
me
assholes.
Those kids' names too. I will hunt them down too. Don't come for my summer moon.
Thankfully, at least where she's going to school now, and hopefully, these kids do continue on to school together. I feel like maybe it's different than when we went to school in the 90s, because all of the parents I've met, it seems like these kids all have a really good head on their shoulders already, and they're only 3 years old.
And bullying like isn't cool anymore. It was when we were little, or like,
but it still happens.
I know, but I feel like most of the time I feel like a lot of parents or good parents are like, no, you be nice to everyone. You don't comment on like people's physical appearances. Like, I feel like it's like a, I don't know, more positive environment, hopefully, for kids these days.
I hope so. All right. Last one. What are the biggest lessons you've learned from each other as friends and mothers?
I feel like for mothers, the thing that I've learned from you is it actually is okay to worry about things. Like, I feel like people are like, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. And like, I see you have the same, like I have the same anxiety that you do about, is everything safe? Is it? And it's like, I try not to shame myself for worrying. I'm like, it's okay that I worry. I care about my kid. And I see that with you where I'm like, of course you worry. Like, is she going to fall? Do we have all the safe things in place? And it's like, that actually makes you a good parent instead of like, oh, I'm doing too much or I'm worrying too much. I feel like it's okay to worry about certain things. And it's good to like check and double check and triple check and like, stuff like that.
I know. I'm like, should I get on that TikTok trend where it's like mom intrusive thoughts? Like, I feel like I need to do at least one video where I tell you what's going on inside my head because there's so many.
You actually said to Jason, because every time Jason leaves the house, I say like, drive safe. And then like, especially if he's like, or if I'm leaving home with Cameron, I'm like, and just remember, you have to change his diapers, feed him, do this. And it's like stuff that he's like, obviously I'm going to remember to change a diaper. And I think I said this like in front of you and you were like, sometimes she just probably has to say it out loud like I do. Yeah. And I'm like, he's like, oh. And I'm like, I don't, I fully trust you. But in my brain, if I don't say drive safe, you're going to go out there and be driving like a maniac.
Oh, for sure.
So
no, I do the same thing.
Yeah.
And on the other side of that, biggest lesson we've learned from each other as friends, I feel like, with you and I, and especially, it's no secret you were absent from the podcast for a minute or a year, who's counting, but I feel like I've learned that through you and through Lala that sometimes it's okay to take a friendship break, to have some boundaries, to just, reassess. And it's like, what's important is that you are one of my best friends, that Lala is, too. And so I feel like sometimes it's okay if you have a break from someone. It doesn't mean you don't love them. It doesn't mean you don't care about them.
Totally.
And I feel like the Vanderpump Rules group, I mean, Summer just, I don't think there's coming back, but it's like, it is okay to just take a little space.
Yeah, I totally agree. And in the same note, don't be stubborn if you feel like, oh, it's time to reach back out. Don't be like, all right, well, I'm not going to reach out first.
Well, she doesn't reach out. I'm not reaching out.
It's like, just get over it. Realize that there's love there.
Yeah.
And when you feel like reaching out, reach out.
Agreed.
Don't be stubborn.
What a good note to end this on.
I love that.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I'm off to the fertility doc and then we're getting our nails done.
Yay.
See ya.
For this song.